Hey guys, it's that time of the year where my Amaryllis blooms are done blooming. Well, most of them. These are the last of my waxed bulbs. On a side note, these are awesome cutting flowers. So I noticed in my wax bulbs, they were getting a little top heavy. These bulbs were half the size as my potted ones. And so I wanted to use them as a cutting flower. I wanted to mix it up. I was getting a little bit bored with the same old, same old. And they are gorgeous. I can bunch them all together. I cut them at the base at a 45-degree angle, and I just put them in water. The key is you want to cut them when that first outer layer is starting to come out. So there's the skin right here, and they look like this. So that started like this 2 days ago, and it bloomed and it perked right up. So I found in my wax, they get a little bit floppy. Putting in this water really plumped them up, and it was awesome. So I'm gonna enjoy these probably for the next 2 to 3 weeks. It was pretty cool. When I took off the waxed outer layer, it came off pretty easy. It was super moist in there still after 2 months without watering. Thought that was pretty fascinating. Anyway, let's set these aside. This video is really about how to take care of your potted amaryllis bulbs so you can get blooms again. So it's the aftercare. So right here you can tell it's flopping a little bit. I moved it out of the sunlight when I had blooms, and it just needs to go back in that direct sunlight. It's just missing it. It will pop up, I think. If not, it's common. You have to stake them sometimes. This was just such a big, big plant that it's having a hard time holding up all of its weight. So you want to keep the leaves on. It's kind of a nice looking plant. And the first thing I did was I cut off, I wish I'd shown you, I got a little bit eager and I realized my last video was super vague on how to, the aftercare for your blooms, and I thought they're gonna leave not knowing how to do this. So anyways, I took the stems after they were done blooming, I cut them down to the base, and I'm gonna keep them inside. I'll keep watering them until I can take them outside, which is usually June after my last frost date, but I think they're like a zone 8 or 9. And then you're just basically trying to provide enough nutrients, and you want this bulb to go through the photosynthesis process so that it can produce a new bloom for about 4 to 6 months. So when it hits June, I'm gonna take it outside and I'm gonna water it like I would any outdoor plant, probably impart shade. And then when it hits around August, I'm gonna try and trick it into dormancy. Or I want it to get dormant. I'm gonna stop watering it, let it dry out a bit, and let the soil dry out, and let these leaves turn nice and yellow and dead. And when that happens, I will cut down the stems. I will clean it up a little bit, so there's some dead right here. I'll just cut it at the base, and then I'll store it into a cooler area without a lot of light, about 50 to 55 degrees, and I want it to go dormant, so I'll keep it in there for 6 to 8 weeks. And then, if you time it right, you can have blooms for Christmas and throughout January or even February. And then when that happens, I'll just pot them in my soil again, get fresh soil, clean it up, and then make sure I don't water it very much at the beginning until I see that new green growth. And when that happens, I can water a little bit more. And basically, I just saturate this, let it drain, and then let it dry out, and then do that process again. And then you should have beautiful blooms. I did have one this year that didn't bloom, and that was not my fault. It wasn't given the proper care beforehand, and then that's why you don't want to rush the process. That's why you need to keep it green, keep giving it nutrients for a while, and then I think it just wasn't taken care of when I bought it properly before, and that's why I didn't get any blooms. You can keep this indoors. I do have a neighbor that's just kept hers indoors. And she says she doesn't have to do very much, she just waters it and it keeps re-blooming. It might not be around Christmas time, but that's okay. Anyways, all right, I hope this was helpful. I love having potted amaryllis bulbs because I can reuse them. This particular variety was so pretty. I'm so excited to have it again in winter. And now I just look forward to spring and all those fun bulbs outside. Okay, we'll talk to you later. Bye.